A well-known Frackville bakery is getting back to its roots. On this month's Eye on the Anthracite Region, we visit Spring Street Bakery. Scrumptious aromas have filled the kitchen here for nearly 100 years. The latest owners are focused on their made-from-scratch approach, and customers can't get enough. Join me for a visit.
1920s is when it originally opened. The gentleman who lived in the house next door here, Joe Gray, is the one who opened it.
When I was younger, I remember my grandfather actually used to come over here to get the deli rye.
I'm an electrical engineer. I did that for 30 years. I got a master's in education. The gentleman that owned the bakery asked me if I would set up a computer network. I mentioned that I had been baking since I was like 12 years old.
We used to have homemade bread at home.
When they couldn't keep the bakery running anymore, they offered it to me. For 30 years, I had talked about being a baker. I talked my oldest son, Joseph, into joining me. He had always wanted to have his own business. He has an MBA. 3-4 months into our purchase is when COVID hit, and it was a lot of touch and go. Are we going to make it? The previous owners had turned it into like a cafe. COVID started, so we were kind of forced to do something else. We brought back a lot of the original breads and original treats that I remember from my youth coming to this place. That is our deli rye unseeded. We survived. Thank God for our customers, and can't thank them enough.
We tried to get a lot of the recipes that are similar to what used to be here with the New York bakery. Everybody's looking for rye bread in the area.
A lot of the people in this area wanted those darker rye breads, and that's what we started making again. That's what this bakery was famous for originally. Kielbasa is really big in this area, and rye bread and kielbasa just go hand in hand.
I started working on cookies and other items, just kind of added as we went. A bunch of the recipes are stuff that he worked on before we even had a bakery. The bigger mixers and stuff in the back are actually back from, I believe, the 20s. It was originally installed, you know, when they were trying to do production bakery. We run it every once in a while just to make sure it's still functioning. 300 pounds of dough.
It was sent by rail from Ohio to Frackville. Cart driven by mules delivered it from the railroad station to the bakery here.
Everything is from scratch. We do a lot of sourdoughs. We use King Arthur flour. We don't use any of the additives or preservatives.
We try to use anything local if we can. Our rye pumpernickels comes from Snavely Mills in Lidditz, PA. We get our eggs, our dairy from local suppliers. We won't buy frozen fruit for pies. We insist on using apples and peeling and slicing the apples ourselves. There are some techniques we can use, like letting the breads, the doughs sit for 3 days. That develops some natural enzymes in the breads, which helps them last longer on the shelf.
We bake on a schedule every week, so we have a lot of the same things, but we also switch it up once in a while.
We're here usually before 4 in the morning.
Bread cooling, we've got stuff getting ready to go for the deliveries. Macaroons in the oven. It smells wonderful. Our big proof box in here controls humidity, so it creates steam. It helps all the bread rise, keeps it from crusting over by keeping the moisture higher on the skin.
We're probably baking the pumpernickel and the rustic that was in the proof box a little bit ago. And they get lifted up in the air and rotated around to help for evenness in the browning and in the baking.
What do you have coming up for Super Bowl and Valentine's Day?
It's going to be a very busy time. We take orders for bread bowls.
We have some dip mixes that we have here, cupcake packs, and for decorated cookies. As far as the sweets, we're really good with custom orders for anybody. Valentine's Day is all about love. Have a nice sweet with your sweetheart.
Then they also threw Foshnut Donut Day in.
It feels good to have something that's actually part of the town. We bake it, we sell it, we know it from start to finish. You have common goals. You have something that you're working toward, building something together. It's good to have that family environment where it extends beyond just the bakery, but like the whole community.
There is a drive to support your local business. I mean, that's fantastic. They can come in, they're dealing with somebody one-on-one. They call us by name and we know them by name. You know, but we're also very welcoming. They're driving from Allentown, from Harrisburg to this little bakery, you know, hidden here in Frackville. People do seem to find us, and I hope we're doing some good for the community.
I look forward to seeing you for an eye examination at Pottsville Eye Specialists in 2023. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.